What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel, y'all. We have to have a conversation. Now it is time to have a conversation about P. Diddy. So I have been avoiding talking about P. Diddy because I did not know how I was going to approach the conversation. I did not know where I was going to start because the story of P. Diddy is so vast. It is so big. There are so many categories and subcategories and subcategories about Diddy and all of the stuff that is going on with him right now. I just did not know how to tackle a conversation this big. Like literally, just I had no clue. So I had just seen a press conference conducted by Troy Buzbee, who is a big time, high profile attorney in Houston, Texas, who has sued Chris Brown. He sued Travis Scott. So he is, very much part of this whole celebrity culture. So he just conducted a press conference because he is going to be filing within the next 30 days. He's going to be filing a class action lawsuit involving 120 of Diddy's victims. And out of those 120 victims, 25 are minors. So in the press conference, he had mentioned specific situations or specific cases involving four different victims. Out of this 120, he touched on four different victims. And this is what made me get my camera and start talking and start, this conversation, because we all knew that, yes, definitely we knew that minors were involved. Okay, we knew that minors were involved. We knew that Diddy was absolutely reckless out there. He was diabolical out there. He was victimizing everybody left and right, adults, minors, men, women. He was completely and ruthlessly out of control, right? So much to talk about. Victimizing people in a sexual manner, victimizing people in a physical manner. We all saw what he did to Cassie in that hotel lobby, the whole shebang. Okay. The thing that really triggered me and caused me to come up here was when when the attorney Tony Buzbee said that one of, allegedly, everything is alleged, this is going to be a civil lawsuit. This is a class action lawsuit. This is civil. It's not criminal, but he said he is very much open to the federal agents, if they want to have a conversation with him, if they want to work with him in filing additional criminal charges against Diddy, he is willing to cooperate. But this, what he's doing is right now strictly a civil lawsuit. And one of his victims is as young as the age of 9. That's when my mind was blown. So, Mr. Busby says that there was a 9-year-old victim who had gone to with his parents. He was invited, I think they were invited to, I don't know, y'all. I don't know the details of it, but somehow or another, they ended up having a meeting with Diddy at his Bad Boy studio. And Diddy somehow or another was able to isolate the child away from his parents, and they were in his music studio, and Diddy violated that victim, that 9-year-old victim, in his studio. A 9-year-old. This is all alleged, but this is involved. This is, in the lawsuit that Tony Buzbee is going to be filing. And so when I heard that the victim was 9 years old, y'all, that absolutely, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. The other victim was a 15-year-old male who was at Bad Boy Studio with his parents to have a meeting or an audition for Diddy. And Diddy once again was able to separate the 15-year-old from his parents. And he forced the 15-year-old victim to perform certain acts on him. There was a 15-year-old girl who was at these parties and she was being passed around. So Tony Buzbee said that once the lawsuit is filed, and I'm assuming that he said that not only is he going to be going after violators like Diddy himself and anybody else who was directly involved with violating the victims, he's also going after the bystanders, the bystanders. He said that there would be other people around. Some of them, he said, very well known people. He clearly said in this press conference, some of the names of the people involved in these acts are people that we all know very well. very well-known names, that if they were not part of the shenanigans with Diddy, they were bystanders. They actually would sit by and just sit and watch and witness people being victimized, being violated, minors being violated by Diddy and whoever else. So Mr. Busby said he's going after them too for not doing anything to help the victims. He's also going to be going after the hotels, who he said that the hotels that knew what was going on but turned a blind eye. I'm just like in shock. I'm in shock because of the 9-year-old. Like I said, I knew that there were minors, but I'm thinking these are minors that are like, it doesn't, a minor is a minor. Okay. Between the ages of whatever to 17, you're a minor, you're a child in the eyes of the law. But when he said it was a 9-year-old little boy who was alone with Diddy in his studio being violated, he also talked about a pregnant woman. He said that there was a pregnant woman who was having dinner with Diddy. I'm not sure if there were other people there or not, but this pregnant woman who was having dinner with Diddy, don't know exactly what the relationship was between Diddy and this pregnant woman. Because she was pregnant, she was not drinking any alcohol, but whatever she was drinking, something was put in her drink. And so she ended up becoming unconscious. The next thing she knows, she's waking up in one of his mansions in his bed with Diddy next to her, and clearly things had happened that was without her consent. She woke up in pain, and I think y'all, a pregnant woman, a pregnant woman, a 9-year-old child, a 15-year-old child, children. So out of 120 of Tony Buzbee's clients, 25 are minors. And I can totally understand how and why the victims and their parents could not have come forward, because who in the world would have believed them? And then you don't know that there's other victims. You don't know that this is like as systematic with Diddy. You don't know this. You're thinking that this has only happened to you, and who's going to believe you? So I totally understand how people did not come forward, because they probably thought that they were the only ones. And you, who nobody knows who you are, going against, this A-list celebrity who the world seems to love and adore, who is going to believe that? And maybe they were afraid that if they did not have enough evidence against him, that he could have sued them. And he probably did threaten to sue them. Like, if you talk about this or if you try to report me, you don't have any evidence of anything, and I'm going to sue you for defamation. I'm going to take everything you got. And that would have been enough to shut anybody up. It is just amazing to me that the victims were as young as 9 years old. That he's out there violating, allegedly, out there violating a pregnant woman. Allegedly. Everything is alleged. This is a civil lawsuit. I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Um, and it's funny to me how there's not that many celebrities that are coming out against him. There's not that many. I know that there are some, but you would think that, especially within the hip hop culture, you would think that there would have been so many well known celebrities who would come out and be like, oh my God, I can't believe this man was doing this. I can't believe I was doing business with this monster. We need to all band together. We need to try to help the victims. Let's maybe put money together. It's like crickets out there in the celebrity world. Everybody all of a sudden, they don't know who he is. Everybody all of a sudden, oh, we never went to a white party, or we were there but we're only there for about 15 minutes. We just dipped. We showed up and then we dipped. We didn't really stick around that long. We had a couple of drinks and then we left, and we don't know what happened when the sun went down. And that, come on. Everybody was scrambling to take pictures with this man in his heyday. Everybody was taking pictures with them, laughing with them, partying with them. Now, oh, we don't know him. Oh, we've never been there. Or we were there, but we didn't know what was going on. Then why are you silent? Like I said, this whole Diddy thing, the Diddy verse, the Diddy universe is big. I don't know. There needs to be like a multi, I don't know if there is a multi-series documentary on Diddy, but there needs to be like a multi-series documentary on this man to put everything together, because it's just too much. Him being not okay, him being an abuser, him being a out there assaulting people, violating people, him out here beating people up, him out here, unaliving people. It's allegedly, these are just, rumors out there. It's crazy. It is so crazy. Not just like within the hip hop culture, but his reach, okay, the Diddy verse also encompasses, Hollywood, A-list actors in Hollywood. What was it about this man that had drawn so many people to him? What was it about? And I know a lot of sociopaths or psychopaths, I'm not really sure what you would call him, people like this, they just have this charm and this charisma to draw people in so that they can take advantage of them and manipulate them and end up victimizing them in so many ways, or end up having people work with him, to do his evil deeds, because he just has a way of attracting people, and you have to be that way, But what was it about P. Diddy that would draw so many people to him? People from, like your Leonardo DiCaprio's and your Ashton Kutchers and, you know, everybody in the hip hop world. Everybody was like so drawn to him, like it was a must to go to his white parties. It was a must to be seen with him. It was a must to take pictures with him. It was a must to work with him in some way. I have heard people say that he would beat on Cassie in front of other people. Like they would be all out to dinner and he would get mad at Cassie for something and he would literally start like putting his hands on her in front of everybody else. But then everybody acts like they didn't see nothing. They don't know nothing. And people have been talking about Diddy for years, 20, 25 years. People have been talking about him. There's been so many rumors about him, but people still want to act like, well, I didn't know he was like that. Let me just stop right there. Like I said, I'm rambling now because I don't even know how to talk about this in a concise way. All I wanted to mention and talk about was that he was out here violating literally children, okay, babies, 9 years old, and pregnant women. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video if you like this content, subscribe to my channel, and I'll definitely talk to you later.